Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Things We Never Told Our Mom.
Today we have a special guest,
Abby!
Hello. So my name is Gail Medina, aka Abby. Gail.
Abby is a longtime friend of ours. We went to high school with her.
Abby used to have a crush on me.
All right, I thought we were gonna talk about that part. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so today we have Abby on. We're gonna be speaking about a number of issues. I have a list of questions that I want to ask you.
I can see that. Yeah.
I mainly wanted to talk about your sexuality because I think like that's been a big question, maybe like for some people that follow you and stuff like that, even for me.
No, I definitely do have questions because for the longest time I thought you were only into girls, and now you're in a relationship with a man. You know what I mean? So I want you to kind of
talk about that.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and dive right into that topic. I think it's good that we're talking about sexuality, especially can I say queer or is that like bad?
I don't know. I've never used that. So let's get one thing out. So how I identify myself, I actually don't label my sexuality.
Oh,
yeah. So like, I know you're about to be like, so like this. Like,
no.
Yeah. So I like what I like. So like, if I vibe with the person, then I vibe with the person.
Shit.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, but you feel me? Like, I mean,
can you put this in the middle? Because
well, it's because I'm talking and you're not.
Because you're holding it.
Well, then when you want to speak. Just
honestly, I think I'm a little contact high. Like, my mouth is like really dry right now.
Guys, the guy before us in this room
hotboxing the library room. So that's how I'm gonna just say I like what I like.
Okay, so maybe I shouldn't say queer then.
I mean, other people identify as queer, but I personally.
Okay, yeah. What is with that? Because not like that, but like, because some people refer to the LGBTQ plus community as queer, like the queer community.
To be honest,
and then
I don't even know what the fuck the definition of queer is.
Well, queer originally meant weird or peculiar, like. You know what I'm saying? That's like you can say, oh, that's quite queer. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to describe something that's kind of odd. Yeah. But the queer community since then has taken that word and
made it theirs.
Yeah.
I respect that.
But I could see how it could be a slur because if queer really means weird and calling like someone whose sexuality is not heterosexual weird, it's like, I could see that.
Yeah, for sure.
So I apologize to the queer community.
Count how many times Gloria said fucking queer in this.
Okay. Because I don't want to be like to the gay community. Like that's really speaking to one section.
Right. But if you think about it, women are like, oh yeah, I'm gay. You know?
Right. So then you're talking about the women who like women and the men who like men. What about the women who like men and women and the men who like men and women? What about the women and the men who like what they like?
Me. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I think everybody's just different, but you just don't label yourself.
Yeah, I just don't label myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Can you share your personal journey and experiences within the LGBTQ community?
I used to be very homophobic to myself, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, see, not everybody knows that. Like, I just hated the fact that I used to like women, like, because it's not like the norm.
I was gonna ask, do you think that stemmed from like your household? Because
100%.
you know, like Hispanic
100%.
community is like they look at that as like, whoa.
Yeah, I remember the first time I told mom that I thought a woman was beautiful. She's like, oh, you don't say that. What do you mean she's beautiful? And I'm just like, that's crazy. And this was in like 7th grade. So like it started. I was like in 6th grade when I'm the first time like, oh, she's really beautiful. But like not in like I want to be her beautiful. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, but. Yeah, I was homophobic to myself. Even like sometimes now, I'm just like, why do I like women? Yeah, it's kind of like it's weird. I don't know how to describe it.
I think this one is one very interesting because even though you don't label yourself before, like now, I've always known you to be a lesbian.
Yeah.
So I know that lesbians specifically can get really, really bad stereotypes, especially when it comes to having like female friends because. Ooh, the red pill propaganda getting to me because I know I didn't just say female. Anyways, having friends of the same sex.
Yeah, 100%.
Because,
and it's like,
yeah, you get like those weird misconceptions. So how do you like navigate that? Or like, how do you feel about those types of stereotypes? And how do you like work against that?
I think it's people from the outside looking in, right? Like they think like just because you guys are my friends, like other people would be like, oh, well, she likes him. Like, maybe she wants to get with him. And I had friends that liked women as well. And it's like, oh, well, you guys both like women. why don't you guys just date?
It's like top bottom type shit. You can't do both.
Exactly. But can you?
I mean, you could.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyways, second question. Are you a top? No, I'm just kidding. So can you share your personal journey and experiences regarding your sexuality and the shift in your dating preferences? So again, like obviously before this, I've always known you. My perception of you was like to be lesbian. And when I saw you dating a guy, I was like, what the? And I texted America too. I was like, bro, is Abby, like, does she have a boyfriend? And so America was like, what are you talking about? Or something like that. And I was like, wait until she posted. So not gonna lie, like I low-key stalked your shit. And I was like,
literally when you posted your man for the first time, I thought you were joking. Because,
really?
Yeah, because we've always had that perception of you that it was only women. You know what I mean?
And so like, yeah, I screenshotted it to America and I was like, no, like she's literally like dating a guy. And I was like,
not
what
you
the
guys
fuck?
fucking screenshotting my posts. Sending it to each other.
You're not the only one.
We literally do that with everybody.
Right. I mean, I feel like a lot of people kind of were like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely got a lot of DMs like, oh, is that your boyfriend? Like, yeah, that's my man's. But yeah, I mean, I was previously dating a woman.
Right.
Like a year prior.
Exactly.
And anyways, you asked the question. I'm so sorry.
I was saying like, can you share your personal journey and experiences regarding your shift in your dating preferences?
I don't think there was really a shift. I felt like I've always liked both. It's just that I was more attracted to women. Like
it's just that we didn't know that you liked both. So to me, it came off like, oh, she's bisexual, when really she's always been bisexual. But I've just only seen you with women.
Exactly.
I'm editing right now and I just realized that I said Abby was bisexual when she literally just said that she doesn't label herself. And I think I do it again later in the podcast and she corrects me. But I just want to come on and clarify and apologize because she's not bisexual. She, in fact, does not label herself at all. She likes what she likes.
I mean, I've only dated one other man and I was a freshman in high school.
You dated a freshman in high school?
No, when I was a freshman in high school.
So say, yo, you're going.
No, when I was a freshman in high school, I was 15. He was 15.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the first boyfriend I had. And then I dated women after. Well, a woman. You guys know who. She who shall not be named.
Shit, let's do that one in the past. No, can I ask though, like, is it different though? Because you've mostly have dated women. Is it different dating a man now?
100%.
Like,
what about like roles? Because like, for instance, I don't even want to say in a traditional relationship because relationships, the roles of it's not really a word anymore because there's very masculine women who are with men that it's just the dynamic is based off that relationship. Every relationship is different. What's the dynamic in your relationship? Because I feel like, again, from my like perspective, you were the more masculine one in your relationships with women. How is it now being with a man who naturally has like masculine energy, I would assume?
It's tough because he's like a very traditional Hispanic man. He's from Mexico. He's like super Mexican. So he's like, oh, well, I wear the pants. I'm like, I'm an independent ass motherfucker. I can do what I can change my own tires, like type of thing. Shit. Yeah, and he's like, oh no, he's like, well, you have me now. You don't have to do those things. I'm like, I'm gonna still do them, bro. Like, I don't need you for me to do things.
Did that cause a lot of friction in the beginning of the relationship?
100%, because I kind of had to ease him into that a little bit. By the way, he doesn't know that I had dated women in the past.
Oh, literally, that was just about to be my next question. If he knows that you,
do you want us to like put an alias or?
Go ahead.
I mean, it's up to you.
No, it's fine. It doesn't matter.
You're fine. Like,
he's not gonna.
He doesn't speak English.
He doesn't speak English. He understands it, but like he doesn't really speak.
He's from Mexico.
This whole time I thought he spoke English.
No.
I was wondering why you guys were always texting in Spanish and on WhatsApp. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, yeah, WhatsApp. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, what's with the WhatsApp messages?
Nah, he's Mexican. Straight from Mexico.
Type shit.
But yeah, how many times does Gloria say type shit? Take a sip, guys.
Take a shot every time I say type shit.
So then how did you guys meet?
I was online.
Remember, she always goes to Mexico.
No. He lives here.
Are you paying attention?
He lives here. So I was. So my therapist recommended that I do online dating, and I tried it.
A therapist recommended online dating. That's very interesting.
Yeah, because I told her I thought I was ready to date, and she's like, "All right, we'll try this," and I did, and then.
So what app did you meet him on?
Chispa. Shout out to G-Spot. It's like a...
This episode is sponsored by G-Spot.
It's like a Hispanic dating app where it's like you meet other Hispanic singles. Yeah.
Can you speak on the importance of embracing fluidity and avoiding labels in the context of your own experiences?
Can you repeat that again?
Dude, there's so like professional ass questions. And when she was sending me the questions, I was like, bro, Gloria, don't ask these questions like this because she's not gonna understand.
Well, because
I do understand, but like say it one more time.
Okay. I'm trying to sorry.
No, I mean
we're talking about a serious topic. I'm trying to be professional. Excuse me. Anyways, I shall repeat the question again. Can you speak on the importance of embracing fluidity and avoiding labels in the context of your own experiences?
100%. I think a lot of it has to be with like just going with the flow and not really like, oh, I like women, so it has to just be women all the time. Or like, oh, I like men. Or oh, I like both men and women. Let me just kind of... Fuck. This is a tough question, bro. I feel like I went nowhere with that. You know? These are hard. I should have looked at them. Had my own notes and shit.
Okay, let's break it down.
Yeah.
So the importance of embracing fluidity, like for instance, you are bisexual, right? And you just said,
if you're labeling it, yes.
Oh, I'm so
no, it's fine.
Guys,
if you label
I'm
it.
literally, oh my gosh, podcast ain't even go viral yet. I'm already canceled. I was just about to.
Yeah, you have to.
You finna get canceled, finna drag me with it, finna drag Abby.
I gotta post an apology video. Okay. Embracing fluidity. So you have no labels. You don't label your sexuality.
Correct.
So embracing that, because just how you corrected me now, like that, I would consider that embracing it, because you're letting people know, like, hey, don't put me in a box, basically.
Yeah. So actually, that's a good way to put it, of not being put in a box, because it's like, no, like, the box doesn't really exist. You make it. You make the box. You know what I mean? Like, do you want to make the box? Do you not want to make the box?
Type shit.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, you like men only. You're straight.
Do I?
That's what I'm
kidding.
Saying. Like, I'm putting you in a box right there.
No.
That's what I
put me
meant.
in the box.
No, that's what I meant.
We're canceled.
It's like, I don't know. For me, it's
gotta put a trigger warning on the episode.
No, for real. No, it's always been like, the box doesn't exist unless you make it exist.
I like that.
And what advice would you give to someone who is embracing their fluidity and avoiding labels?
Stand on business.
Like, put that meme. That one meme I have. Put that shit.
No, for real though, like, just how like I corrected you. You know what I mean? Like, I have to do that all the time. It's like, oh, but you're bisexual. No, I just like what I like. And they try to they're putting me in that box.
Like I just did when I was like, you know what I'm saying? I did it
subconsciously.
Yeah, I did it subconsciously because as a straight woman, I'm so conformed to this, like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I hope this like translates well to the listeners. Like, it's just like, especially being a straight woman, like I can never know what it's like to be in the LGBTQ plus community and go through the struggles and face the things that they face. I can probably relate because I'm a minority, but like some things are like so specific to that community, I just don't get it. And even now, like me saying like, well, you're bisexual. It's like, no, she's not. And like, I just think that because to me, if you don't like men, you're gay. And if you like men and women, you're bisexual. Subconsciously, I obviously know that's not true, but it's just like, I do it without thinking about it because I'm just not a part of that community and I don't live that life. So it's easy for me to like put people in a box.
Exactly. And just like a lot of other people.
But see, this is where I have to correct myself and stand with the community type shit.
Right. And it all comes not stand with the community, bro.
Like, no. Seriously.
But it's like, I'm educating you on this.
And I have enough humility to be able to be corrected.
Right. Imagine people that can't, that just like fight back. Which I've had it happen, you know? People are just like, oh, you're bisexual. Type shit again. Number 37?
Yeah. We're going to keep account. Can I just ask though, with like your family?
Yeah.
How is it?
It's tough.
Because obviously, don't want to label you, right? But they knew you liked women. No.
When did they find this out, if they ever did?
My mom, I actually came out to my mom in 2020 when COVID happened on lockdown. Yeah.
Actually?
Can you tell your story?
Yeah. Can you?
Oh, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say, I think I remember you.
Yeah, I posted.
up.
I posted something.
I remember that.
It didn't happen on my terms. It didn't happen like
how
I wanted it to happen. I wanted my brother to be there because I came out to him 2016, 17, and he's always like, that's my best friend right there, you know. And I wanted him to be there because I already know how my mom is. Her first question was, "Is that where you wear sports bras?"
Wow.
It's like, what does wearing sports bras have to do with like women,
those
you know?
two things aren't mutually
And plus,
exclusive.
I played softball. You guys remember that, right? Yeah. I feel like it was. She was. Fuck. Like, bro, I played softball. I dressed pretty masculine. Like everything.
But there's women. Like, I know a woman who works at my job who dresses quote unquote masculine. Yeah. But she's straight. So I feel like that doesn't that's the first thing people think, but that's not necessarily specific to
100%. I mean, I can wear my heels and shit like that.
Right.
I mean, you'll never catch me in a dress, but I can wear heels.
You know, lemon pepper steppers.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't want to come out to my mom on those terms, but it just happened, and she had a lot of questions, and I'm like, I don't feel comfortable answering those right now. And then a couple years went by, and then I dated that woman, and then that's I wanted my mom to meet her.
I was gonna say, did she meet her?
No, my mom was very.
Did she know about her?
She did know about her. Yeah.
Okay.
My mom was not ready to see me
with a woman.
Yeah. And I thought that when she saw me with the woman, then she'd like really understand. Like, this is not a phase. This is not.
I think a lot of people's parents think that like, oh, it's just a phase. Oh, and it's like, no.
Yeah, I think my mom just doesn't. She still doesn't get it.
So now that you are dating a man, how does she feel?
She loves him. Like, she loves him. Everybody loves him.
Yeah.
She's like, this is what you've been needing your whole life. And it's like, is it though? Like,
right.
Do you think you would ever tell your boyfriend that you've dated women?
No.
Really?
Well, yes and no, but like, not right now.
What are his views? Like, because you said he's a very traditional Mexican man, and I know minorities can be very conservative, because I know like Black people can, which is oddly funny enough because it's like those same values kind of like work against us, but that's another topic. Anyways,
I feel like he wouldn't trust me like at all, like ever again, because like he's like super jealous. You know how you guys know how men are. Machista. Well, actually, not really machista. Actually, really? Yeah. I can pay for dinner, like shit like that. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm paying for dinner.
Because he's a man. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's not like full machista. But I feel like now introducing women in the mix, it's like, fuck, I have to worry about men and women now. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of
because if he sees you talking to a woman, in his head, it's like,
oh, she wants her. Back to what we were saying earlier.
The stereotypes.
The stereotypes, exactly. So,
have you ever brought it up?
No, never. Not even like I said.
So you don't really know his opinion on that.
Not really, because so recently we hung out with some of my coworkers, and they're like full on like, I have a wife type of shit.
Oh
yeah, and
like actually married.
Yeah, actually married.
That's cool.
Has kids. We don't talk about that shit. Like, he's just like.
But he doesn't seem uncomfortable by it either, though.
Not really. Oh, you know what? Yes, he made a comment. He was like, "Oh, she's gonna try to steal you." I'm just like, no, like, she's married and has a kid.
Yeah.
So he said that, and I was like, imagine if I tell him.
But sometimes it's different with the person you love, or like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes. No. I said sometimes. I don't think so. Yeah, fuck, I'm getting attacked and shit.
No, I'm just saying. I don't think it's different.
I think with him, because he comes from a different culture, it'd be super
that
tough.
He'll take that shit hard.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying like, I don't know your boyfriend, so I can't speak for him. That when I said sometimes, because I know someone who like had a boyfriend and they were like, hey, like I like men and women, and the boyfriend was like, oh babe, I support you. In what ways do you hope your story can contribute to a broader conversation about sexuality and self-discovery?
Well, I think my story is like not that. It's just another story.
But you never know who's listening. Right.
But it's like, I mean, I don't know. I never saw myself as a like, oh, maybe I can take somebody. Like, somebody can take stuff from what I've experienced and put it into their own life. Mm-hmm. Like, I
took what you said and put it into my own life. Even though I don't like necessarily have to apply it to my sexuality, I can apply everything that I've learned from this conversation to my relationships with my friends who you know, are a part of that community.
Right.
Don't want to say it.
Which community is that?
The LGBTQ plus community.
Well, I mean, if somebody's like, oh, damn, that's crazy. And it's like, oh, wait, I kind of went through it myself too. I just hope that they can like learn to really accept themselves and not be homophobic towards themselves like I was. Because like I said, it's taken a lot for me to be like, oh, it's okay. I like women too. You know, I say it like, oh, like shy. But yeah, women are awesome.
I feel like whoever listens to this episode is going to be like us because my perspective has changed. Because, I'm telling you, before you came out with your boyfriend and stuff.
You see that? I came out with my boyfriend. Like, no,
like
that's...
Yeah.
Hold on. That's good that you said that because it's like, it's the same thing. If I were to come out with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's like, people are like, oh, shit, like, this person, like, Abby's in a relationship, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, I was like, oh, no, she just likes women. Like, you know what I mean? But now that we're here talking to you about it, it's like my whole perspective has changed.
Yeah.
Like, to not judge or, like, assume.
The assuming thing, because you know how they say like assuming makes an ass out of you and me. Like I feel like it's made an ass out of me because I've also never had this conversation with you in high school about like specifically about your sexuality. I just assumed Abby was gay, which is not necessarily true.
And like I'm gonna let you guys know something, and everybody who's listening. So when I was in middle school, I got bullied because they told me that I was a lesbian, and like like I said, I kept it to myself. So. I got bullied all my high school years, and that's actually why I went to Valley because I didn't want to go to
your zone.
Yeah, to my zone school, so I chose something outside. Because
what was your zone school?
Rancho or Canyon, one of those two.
Yeah, I didn't go for other reasons because Mrs. Sparta locked in like that.
Oh, actually, I have her numbers. We're tight.
Yeah, she just let me go. Oh, because I didn't want to switch schools.
Nice. No, yeah, Sparta's awesome. But yeah, I didn't like. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to Valley. Like nobody knows who I am. I can make myself from scratch, and I literally did. Like nobody. I had
you
no
were
friends,
one
bro.
of the most popular people at Valley.
I mean, think about it. Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
that's crazy to think about.
Like everybody knew you, type stuff.
Kind of.
Yeah,
whether they like me or not. But yeah, I went there because I'm like, I'm gonna start from zero and like really build myself to be who I actually am.
You kind of touched on before, like we started recording, your past relationship and how that kind of led you to go to therapy. Did you want to go ahead and like dive into that?
Yeah, actually. So I dated this girl for...
Let's call her Maria.
That's actually pretty close, but yeah, I'm down to call her Maria. Shout out to Maria.
What's that one Justin Bieber song?
Son of Matter at the show. Don't stop it. Maria. We're gonna get copyrighted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we broke up last year, like January of 23.
Sorry. If you haven't heard that Justin Bieber song, the link is in the description.
I'm gonna listen to it because I haven't heard it before either. Anyways, so yeah, January 23, maybe January, February, and the reason why she broke up with me, she had like a bunch of shit going on in her life, and she thought that us breaking up was like the easiest way out, and kind of like was like, all right, I'm out. Like didn't really fight for the relationship, and I was like, all right, cool. Like if this is gonna make you a better person, I'll take the hit just so you can better yourself. But I really took a big ass hit. Like I wasn't myself for a long time, and I didn't start going to therapy till July, and but I spiraled like. Big depression, like I gained all this weight and then I lost it. Shout out to my breakup. But yeah, like she like really broke me, I feel. And I thought that I was fixed. I thought I wasn't broken.
Okay, sorry guys, this is the last time I'm gonna jump in here, but I just wanted to add some commentary to what Abby said. Abby said that she felt like her last partner really broke her when she thought she was fixed or wasn't broken. I just want to add this little commentary, and I don't know if this is going to make sense, but there's something that happens when we get into a relationship, right? I feel like there's 3 different types of people. There's the person who thinks they're healed and thinks that they're ready to get back into dating. There's the person who acknowledges that they aren't healed and acknowledges that they have issues, but they think the relationship's going to fix it. And then there's that, middle ground, that kind of that equilibrium between the two, that person that acknowledges that there's things that they need to work on, but also has worked on themselves and they are actually ready to be in a healthy relationship. But I feel like sometimes we fall into the other two categories where we think we're fixed when we're really not, or we acknowledge that we aren't and we think the relationship is going to fix us. But the thing that people forget about relationships is that your partner is like a mirror, right? And every little thing that may be wrong with you emotionally, your insecurities, trauma that's been buried, trauma that maybe has even been worked through, all that stuff is going to come back up and it's going to challenge you and it's going to make you question yourself. And even though all that might seem very challenging while you're in the relationship, but the thing is, the real challenge doesn't come until after the relationship ends. How do you handle, now that you are aware of all this, if you weren't already, how do you handle this after? And I think Abby did a great job of explaining the after effects of a relationship and dealing with your own internal issues, which sometimes is glanced over because when people talk about breakups, they talk about everything that happened in the relationship and no one really talks about the aftermath. And this highlights the aftermath.
I remember you posting about the breakup, right?
Yeah.
But then I remember you also posting you guys were keeping in touch still.
Yes.
Do you think that also had
100%?
Yeah.
So we actually worked together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Still now?
No.
Oh,
She's not there no more.
Oh, okay.
Fuck that bitch.
Maria, fuck you.
Yeah. Met her obviously through work. And then like we started talking. Shout out to Bad Bunny though, to be honest, because that Un Verano Sin Ti album, like yeah.
That's
So
what connected
yeah,
you
that's
guys.
what connected us, and we connected through music, and then like sending each other fucking playlists. I made her a playlist. She
Saw
made
is
me
the
one.
playlist.
Yeah. Shout out to Bad Bunny though. And then it was really Un Verano Sin Ti, like the next summer. But yeah, so we were together for a couple of months and then the breakup, and then obviously since we still work together, I still had to see her every day. So it kind of felt like we didn't break up. We would still go out and shit like that. And then she left to another job, and then I was really able to feel all my feels and actually go through the breakup without seeing her, without talking to her and things like that. The last time I saw her was in June. She called me at like 4 a.m. to go pick her up from like some random ass fucking spot. And she was like high as fuck off of coke, and like I was like, I don't even know who the fuck
We
you
were
are.
just talking about people doing cocaine.
Yeah, she
That
like
shit
became
hit
a
in it like it's the 80s. What the fuck going on?
Now,
yeah.
important question.
Important question.
Did she get skinny?
Actually,
She's like Abby's like, no, she fucking gained weight.
Just like on the coke, did she?
I don't think she did.
See?
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Don't do coke, kids. But yeah, she's like, I was like, damn, you really changed. She's like, what the fuck? Like, you expect for me not to? I'm like, bro, I'm picking you up. I'm doing you a favor, big dog. Like, and then that's the last time I saw her. And then I didn't talk to her anymore after that. And then I fucking spiraled after that. Like, depressive episode for 5 months and like had to find myself. Shout out.
Did you automatically recognize that you were depressed, or did you like push it off and be like, no, I'm just sad, or no, I'm just tired, I'm just lazy? But
no, I think I recognized it right away because like I started like doing shit that I wouldn't do, like fucking sleep for 10, 12 hours. And like I wanted to get a tattoo and I wanted to feel pain because I felt like I didn't feel anything.
Mm.
So yeah, I kind of recognized it right away. And then I went to therapy in July.
How has therapy now
Been
helped you? Yeah. And like, let's say you go through another breakup, right? And you know, how do you think therapy has helped you like change your coping mechanisms in a way?
Well, before I used to cope by buying shoes. Every time I felt sad, I bought a pair of shoes. I have like over 50 pairs of shoes now. Because, you know, I felt sad. I'm like, fuck it.
You do have a lot of shoes.
Yeah. I'm like, I feel sad. I'm going to buy a pair of shoes. And that was my coping mechanism. And then going to therapy, now I was so codependent on my ex for everything. Like, we would do everything together. And then when we broke up, I had to do everything for myself, by myself. And I didn't know how to do that. And like, being in therapy, she kind of taught me, like, you can do shit for yourself and by yourself. Like, you don't need somebody to be there with you. That's why even now, like, with my boyfriend, like, I don't need him for me to do things. Like, I can do it myself. But he doesn't understand that yet. Yeah. But just learning to be independent. Damn, I feel emotional.
Independent queen.
no, this is good. Like, this is like a good talk.
Yeah, I feel like really like in my feels, to be honest.
I'm sure there's other people that are going through breakups or have went through something similar and can relate to this specific topic.
Yeah.
If you start crying right now, start crying literally.
Yeah.
No, it's like,
y'all don't start crying.
No, but like for real, like that shit really. I don't know. I lost 25 pounds, guys. By the way, like from the past 7 months, 6-7 months, and I was just sad as fuck. And you know, I went to the gym consistently. I started eating good. Like, started doing things for myself, like by myself, and like yo mismo me echaba porras, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That was my own cheerleader. For those who don't speak Spanish,
I be knowing.
But yeah.
Wow, Abby. Can I just say I'm so proud of you?
Thank
We
you.
are so proud of
Thanks,
you.
Queens.
So proud of you.
Wow, that was really, you really got vulnerable. I appreciate that.
Actually, and it's funny because I haven't been like this in a long ass time. Like I don't let people in because I don't know, like, I don't know what their intentions are. You know?
Don't cry.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm just saying I don't know what their intentions are. Like for real, I don't let anybody in, like at all. I just had this talk with my therapist yesterday about like why wouldn't I want to let somebody in? And I'm just like, I don't need it. I don't need somebody to be like, I'm gonna hold your hand and guide you to wherever you need to go. You know, it's like I got me. America, looks like you're full of questions and you just haven't asked any.
I actually don't.
That's fucked up. Chloe, this is your podcast, Queen.
I feel like I asked all the questions I really wanted to ask. My main question was like the guy situation.
I think that was the main thing. Like we were both like, okay, we want to ask about this, and that's why I texted you and asked you like, is it okay to talk about this? Because I didn't want to completely blindside you when you got on here, and plus, I don't know if it's something that you're even comfortable speaking about yet.
Right.
But I'm glad that you were.
I mean, it's fine. Like, I feel like everybody who listens to this, at least for the most part, like, I already know who they are. You know what I mean? Like, they know me, and I'm sure they have the same fucking questions you guys had. You know what I mean? It's like, nobody wants to ask the hard questions.
Well, now it's an intervention because Abby has a nicotine addiction.
No, not nicotine. Well, I mean,
cigarettes are nicotine.
Technically, yeah.
Okay, so it actually, let me tell you when I started smoking cigarettes.
When you went to Mexico.
Yes.
You got stressed, huh?
I've lived a high stress life. Stress life? I don't know. Stress life. Yeah. So when I would drink in Mexico, you accompany it with a cigarette. That combination is it.
For reference, America's looking like she don't know what the fuck Abby's talking about.
I'm sorry. A cigarette with an alcohol drink?
Yeah, so this is my beer, my cigarette's right here. Drink my beer, hit the cig, drink the beer, hit this. It's so weird, like doing that. But yeah, cigs. I sound like I'm promoting cigarettes. Guys, if you guys ever go to Mexico, get the Camel Crush cigarettes.
No, those smoke cigarettes.
Mint and cucumber. I think it's mint and it's actually the melon.
You know what? Cigarettes is like a old people thing. So it makes sense why you would pick that up.
Because she pushing 30.
I'm 23 for reference.
When did you turn 24?
March 9th. Yo, I got bullied by my sophomore chemistry teacher.
Who was your sophomore? Dr. Cass?
No. What's her name? Short Asian lady.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Starts with the D.
I don't know. She bullied me. We had a hard lockdown once, right?
Not Delvado. It's like
no
something.
She like was on the like little, like, you know, before when you walk up the ramp, that little one. Yeah, her class was right there. But she's like, who wants to run these to the office, right? And I was like, oh, I'll do it. She's like, yeah, you need it. Calling me fat. And then we had a hard lockdown, and she was like, I'm so sorry that I ever called you fat. And she was crying. She thought we were gonna die. The guilt got to her. It did. And she's like, she's like, my daughter is the same. I'm like, trying to make it better.
What the fuck did you just say?
Yes. And then she and then she swore that I wear makeup, and she made me like wash my face in front of all the students because she thought I wear makeup. I swear to God.
What?
Literally, why isn't she fired?
Literally. You know who else should have gotten fired? Fucking should have gotten fired.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. So when I was dating that one girl in high school, She like I had left what the fuck? What's that class that program that she has? Link something.
Link crew.
Yeah. Dumbass crew. Anyways, Link crew. I got out of it so I can be in Stuco, so I can become senior class president or whatever. And I got out of it without telling her first. And I was with that one girl that, and she came up to me and she like shook my soul with my backpack straps and grabbed me. She was like, "Don't you ever do that again." I was like, "What the fuck?" I had a softball game after. I was like, "Coach, what the fuck was that?" But you should blur out her name though for sure.
Or keep it in. What the fuck she gonna do? Sue us for defamation? It's all true.
Yes.
Wait, I think I'm still a CCSD employee.
Okay,
I think.
All right, guys, that was it from our special guest, Abby Medina.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you, Abby, for coming on. Thank you for telling your story, speaking your truth. I hope our listeners gained something from this episode because I know I did.
And if you didn't, get educated.
Yes.
Listen to it again.
Listen to it on a loop so it can register in your brain.
Anyways, if you guys like this episode, give us a thumbs up. Please comment and share this video. We're also on Spotify, so go follow us on Spotify as well. I'm working on getting it on Apple Podcasts. But anyways, yeah, we look forward to talking to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye. And Abby and I are going to kiss right now.